Hello my squidlings, Katie here, and today I'm back with another unboxing. And today we're going to be unboxing the Paletteful Packs box. I've decided that I'm going to be getting this one every single month, just because they are one of my favorites. Scrawler Box is my other favorite, but I open that exclusively over on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, or getting a print of that month's theme, today we're going to be unboxing the January 2021 Paletteful Packs crate. And what a better way to start out the hopefully good year of 2021 by opening up some art supplies. So let's do it. This is the premiere box. So this one will be a little bit bigger than the other one. And if you're interested in Paletteful Packs, there will be a subscribe button for them down below. There's no affiliation. I just really like them. Okay, let's open it up. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, well, let's just get the things out of the way. Alright, so first we have the card. I haven't opened up a Paletteful Packs box in what feels like forever. They have tips and prompts with working with watercolor tubes, what on dry and what on wet and all that. Then we have the prompt list, Ocean Flowers, Twilight, and Still Life. And then on the other side are the items. We have, oh, look how festive! Red and green little paper worms. So the first item is a little tube of, this is not little actually, Daniel Smith Artist Masking Fluid. Now last time I used this, I had a terrible experience, but I'm pretty sure it was the paper, not this. So I'm pretty excited. Oh, it says bonus, 5 free applicator tips. I don't see any more applicator tips. Anyway, we got masking fluid. Then, ooh, what is this? We have, I can't open it. It's got the Daniel Smith branding, and oh, it's an empty palette. Okay, and some of them seem to have removable pans, and some of them are just, like 6 of them are not removable, and 9 of them are removable, so that's pretty cool. Really, and it feels kind of cheap, but not, I've held cheaper, if that makes sense, so the only thing I don't like is how difficult it is to open. Oh, I'm so excited. Alright, so we have not one, oh gosh, but 3 Daniel Smith watercolors. We have a tube, these are all 5 milliliter by the way. We have a tube of Viridian, we have a tube of Mayan Blue Genuine, and that P right there means it's a Primatech color, which means it is made from a gemstone. And then we also have a Rose of Ultramarine, and that is one of my favorite Daniel Smith colors. And you'll see why in a minute. But anyway, we have these 3 lovely colors to put into our new little palette. We have a pad of Strathmore watercolor paper, 12 sheets. It is 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and it is 140 pounds. And then lastly, we have a, where are you? A Sterling Studio Round number 6 paintbrush. This is a golden Taklon brush, which means it's synthetic. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this box. Look at how cute this stuff is. Let's test out the supplies by doing some swatches. Of course, I can't swatch out the palette, so I'm not going to. But I'm going to push that back. Maybe we'll go ahead and work with the applicator as well, or applicator, the masking fluid. I'm just gonna snippy snip the top of this, because it does not come opened. There we go, that should work. And, oh, okay, it works. Oh, am I supposed to shake this? Shake or gently rotate several times. We're gonna do like a little squid. That's a terrible squid, we'll fill it in. Alright, and then I'm gonna let that dry. And while we let it dry, I'm going to test out these paints. Which, I don't need to test out these paints because I already know they're lovely, but I think I own all of them except for the Viridian, but that's okay because these, again, are some very lovely paints. This one has a little bit of binder separation, but that's okay. We're just gonna go right in and just bring this down. Mayan Blue Genuine is so beautiful. It's got this like muted blue color. Great, beautiful. And it should have some granulation since it's a gemstone color. Then we have Viridian. Oh, a lot of the times Daniel Smith colors like to explode, so I'm always prepared, or at least I try to be. Oh, step, step. It's gonna leak out, that's okay. At least you know they fill them to the brim, right? Alright, this Viridian color. I love Viridian. It's not a color I use too often by itself, but I do really like it as a mixing color. Plus, on the bonus side, it is a gorgeous emeraldy color. And then lastly, we have Rose of Ultramarine. And again, this is one of my favorites because, let's not waste it. Because of the granulation, and that is actually pretty cool. So hopefully you'll be able to see it. So when you first kind of pull it out, it's like this pinky purpley color. But as it dries and shifts, you'll see like little blue specks of ultramarine in there, and it's just absolutely stunning. So I'll come back when these are dry and when this masking fluid's dry, and then I'll show you what they look like. Alright, so I wanted to show these to you close up. So I don't know if you can see it, but you see those like little blue flecks? That's the ultramarine granulation, and it's just absolutely stunning. You can also see the granulation in the other two colors. I'm a sucker for granulation, so I really like them. And I'm honestly not sure if it's the paper or if it's the paint. I didn't think Viridian was a granulating color, but apparently it is. Also, this is still yet to dry, but we can still go ahead and kind of play with it. I'm going to use some of this ultramarine here. The Rose of Ultramarine, and I'm just going to just get the very edges of this, and we're gonna use all the colors, I think. Grab some Viridian and dab it in there, and then we're gonna grab some of that Mayan blue and dab that in there as well. And then when this all dries, I'll be able to take up the masking fluid and we'll see the shape underneath. Alright, time to take this masking fluid off. Oh, will it just like come off in one nice sweep? Oh, nice. Look at that. And there's like the little leftover latexy stuff. But yeah, it tore the paper a little bit, but it's not too offensive. And then you have like your little outline shape, so pretty cool. I love masking fluid, but I don't really use it that often. Just because I'm always terrified it's gonna rip the paper. Also, one thing I forgot, and I didn't see it until I almost threw the box away. Paletteful Packs had this cute little sticker for the month. Look how cute this is. Like, they should do more stickers. I love this. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip a piece of paper out of here. Maybe, there we go. And I'm going to set this aside. I just didn't really want to paint with all of this in the way. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and tape the edges. Alright, now that the edges are nice and taped, I'm ready to paint. So I am doing something celestial themed for the month of Patreon, and if you want to sign up for my Patreon to get any of the prints or stickers or charms or whatever that are celestial themed for January, you can sign up by clicking the link up there, or I have one in the description as well. But anyway, we're going to be painting, you know what, I have no idea what I'm painting. This might actually be an original for one of the patrons. Anyway, let's get to painting. I'm not gonna lie, it took me quite a bit of time to actually figure out what I was drawing here, but here's a look at what I'm working with here. I actually really like this piece. So I'm going to mask off some of the parts that I want to keep white, and then we're gonna go in with like a really cool galaxy. I think I might do two different galaxies, one in her hair and one behind. But for now, I'm going to mark off all of these little planets here. And this is going to take some time, so I'm going to do this in time lapse. Alright, now that her face and the planets are all masked off, I'm going to let this dry, and then once it dries, we're going to come in and do the galaxies. Alright, so I'm going to work on the hair first. Let me zoom in. I'm going to work on the hair first, so I'm just going to wet the entire thing. And I'm not convinced that this masking fluid is all the way dry. So we're going to be careful around certain parts of it as to not, disturb it and accidentally do something we don't want to do. I think most of these planets here are dry, and even if they're not, I'm not too worried about it because I will be going over them again with paint for themselves. Like each one's going to get painted, so I'm just going to go right over that. Alright, now that this is wet, I'm just going to go in with some colors, and I think I want the center of this to be like this green color. See, I don't know. Do I want the outside green or do I want the inside green? Actually, I changed my mind. I think I want the inside to be the rose of ultramarine color. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of dab in this color, kind of in a straight line, like across this way. And I'm going to be really loose with it because I'm going to be going over a lot of this with other colors. So I'm just going to kind of dab it all in there, trying to get, some strong color. And then pretty much right on top of that, I'm going to go in with a mix of the Rose of Ultramarine and the Mayan Blue to get this like nice purple color. It mixes really, really nicely. And I'm just going to go just right inside where I just painted and just like dab in this color. And I'm making sure to work like as quickly as possible because of course watercolor does dry eventually. So I'm trying to work pretty quickly just so I'm not left with some weird edges. Alright, and then I'm going to write in with just the Mayan Blue Genuine and some of the darker spots. And I think I'm going to come back with that purple over there because I guess I wasn't paying attention. And I want the very edges of her hair to be this Mayan blue color. So we're just going to kind of pull that in. And it's okay if you go over the masking fluid because that's kind of what it's for. At least I hope it does its job. I don't always have the best experience with, what's it called? Why? Why is my brain failing me? I don't have the best experience with masking fluids. Probably because I'm focusing on this hair. Alright, and then I'm going to mix up some of that Rose of Ultramarine purpley color again. Just go right inside here and then back with the darker blue. And now to help it mix, I'm just going to drop in some water. This also might create blooms, which are totally okay. And then I'm going to let this dry. And I may do another layer. It really just kind of depends on how it dries. It dried really nicely. However, I want to add a little bit more of this Rose of Ultramarine color just in some of the spots. So I'm just going to just really dab it in there. I'm not being too particular. And then I'm just going to lighten it up and continue on. I just feel like it got suffocated by the blues and purples because there are a lot of that in here. So I just wanted to add a little bit more of that like vividness. Again, I'm going to drip in some water. And that's why it diluted a lot because I dripped in the water. And that's okay. I know what I'm doing whenever I drop in the water. I know I'm lightening it up. But I also like the randomness of it. Alright, now we're going to let that dry and then we can work on the background a little bit more. Now that the hair galaxy is done, I'm going to work on the background here. And I am not sure if I want to do like a gradient going up instead of another galaxy because I feel like that might detract from the piece itself. Or if I just want to go ahead and do a galaxy because why not? So we're just going to wing it like, we do here on the Squid Pod. And this one is going to be more of this green color, the Viridian green. Now again, I typically don't use this one by itself, but I feel like it would be really cool if I did. So we're just gonna, I don't know, I'm just gonna plop it in here and see what happens. I mean, I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna fade and flow. That's really pretty. And let's go with this Mayan blue and just kind of do the same thing. Here, let's just plop it in. All the little white spots. Working with wet paint is definitely different. I don't typically work with wet paint, so I feel like I use a heck of a lot more of it. I really like the mix between the Mayan blue and the Viridian. I think they're really pretty. Again, I'm gonna just kind of drip in some water here to help it move around. And then I'll be back because I'm gonna dry it. Probably do another layer because I don't really like how light this is. All right, it's all dry, and now before I go any further and take this masking fluid off, I am going to add some stars to this piece. The nice thing about having the masking fluid is the fact that I don't have to worry about getting stars where I don't want it to be. So anyway, I'm just using like a bit of acrylic paint here. And I used a really big fluffy brush. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller brush to get those smaller stars. But yeah, I just mixed some acrylic with some water. It's super easy. Alright, I think that's starry enough. I may blot out a little bit of it because I see like one area like right here that's got a lot in the way of stars. So we'll blot out a few of them like this. And then, actually, it looks pretty good. Now we get to take off the masking fluid. Yay! It is time to remove the masking tape. And I'm using the pointy end of a paintbrush here. I know some people use their fingers, but I found better results if I use this pointy end here. It doesn't tend to pull up my paper as much. It's a lot more gentle of a method, I find. Because when you pull it up, sometimes you get the paper. All right, there's a one planet. I'm equal parts nervous and excited. I'm nervous because like I don't want this to rip the paper. But I'm also excited because it'll be super worth it. So I'm gonna do this all in time lapse because it'll take a little bit. So we've gotten the masking fluid off the planets. And now time for her face. I think this is the part I'm the most nervous about. I'm actually surprised. It lightened the sketch up a little bit, but I'm not surprised about that. But I am surprised it didn't tear my paper. So yay! Again, the last time I used one of these was a long time ago on some really cheap paper, so. Okie doke. So I am going to be working on her face now. And I think I'm going to do like just a really light wash of a mix of Mayan Blue Genuine and a little touch of Viridian Green. And again, I just want it to be really, really light. And I'm just going to do that all over the face. I want her to look very... Alien isn't the word that I want to use, but it's the word that's coming to mind. I just basically don't want her to look human because she's a celestial thing. Celestial body? No, not really, but she's a celestial lady. This brush does not hold much water. I'm regretting my decision, but can't stop now. Again, I just wanted it really light so we could get rid of that stark whiteness. Now, these planets, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, they're not going to be super, like, maybe a planet that's in our solar system. I mean, maybe it will be, because, like, I have a Saturn-esque planet. But don't be surprised if it doesn't look like a planet in our solar system. I'm going to do all of, like, the green planets wherever it touches her hair. So I'm going to make this Saturn greenish. This ringed planet, I guess I could call it. And we'll do a blue one here. And the nice thing is, if I want to, I can just kind of drop in some colors. And then most of the planets up here will probably be some variation of this pinky color, the ultramarine. This is such a fun piece. It would have been really fun to have a yellow for this specific piece, but I want to just limit it to 3 colors. And I'm honestly really impressed that this is only 3 colors. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this like a green planet, but I will add some ultramarine in there to kind of save it from the background. I'm going to dab up a little right there. And then maybe, so they don't all have to be ultra colored, I could do just like a wash of one with like this ultramarine acting as like a shading color. And I can do the same over here with, I'll do the Mayan blue. And then heck, let's do a last one with the green, just to do one of each. Add some bits of green to that one. And then for the last planet up here, the big one, I'm just gonna add a little bit of the Mayan in here, just to add a little bit of shading. Then I'm gonna take a mix of the Mayan blue and the ultramarine for this ring right here. And then this face should almost be dry. I will be coming back and lining a lot of these planets, so don't fear if you're worried about how they're gonna turn out. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with a bit of a darker color here, and just to kind of test how dark it is, I'm gonna just go into the neck, because that's typically where I do some of my darkest shading. I'm just gonna kind of loosely blend it out. I'm not too concerned on it being super crazily blended. I don't mind hard edges. And then I'm going to go where the nose is here, and I'm just going to shade that out. We might just do some cell shading here. I know, if you've heard it once, you've heard it a million times. I might end up changing my mind. But for now, I think it would really set this piece apart, because this piece is already kind of blended out a lot in terms of like the facial structure, or not the facial, wow, what am I talking about? In terms of like the background. So I think I might just, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Under the eyes here. There are some spots that I'll blend out, like the nose. She looks really funny right now. Ooh, that was a water drop. I'm gonna add a little bit more blue under this lip just because it got totaled whenever that water droplet hit it. I guess I'm kind of doing a mix between blended shading and not blended shading. That's okay. I still think it looks okay. I've been saying okay a lot. I think it looks good. Alright, I'm gonna get these shadows on the eye crease. I go down to the nose, and I will blend the ends of those just a tad, just to meet right here where the other blended side was. I might blend out the very edges, just so I have some hard and soft lines. And the same's gonna go for here. The nice thing is watercolor reactivates. I find this way too harsh, so I'm gonna just kind of blend it away a little bit. Alright, this looks so weird. I'm going to go in with the ultramarine to make her lip color. And I want the base of it to be kind of light. Let's see if I can even find my lines. I think she was supposed to have a mouth open, but eh. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. And then, I have no idea what color to do, like the line art. I think I'm gonna just mix up some of this Rose of Ultramarine and the Mayan and just make like a inky purple color. I think that'll work. And I'm gonna blot this off just a little. And then I'm going to work on the eyes. Sorry, I got really quiet there. I love this piece so much. Okay, I'm terrified I'm going to make a mistake now. I'm going to kind of wing that eyeball up there, the eyelashes, eyeliner. And then I'm going to attempt to do the same thing over here. One of the sides goes down way more than the other one. Alright, I don't look so bad now. And then I'm also going to put her eyebrows in. I don't know what color I want her eyes to be. I guess they could be this Viridian color, and if I decide to change my mind, I could just go over it. But I'm gonna wait on that, just because I don't want the eyeliner to bleed. So I'm going to go in again with that inky color, and I'm just gonna flesh out this nose a little bit. I have way too much on here. And then anywhere else really that needs line art, I'm gonna kind of do while I wait on some of these parts to dry. My cat is outside meowing for me. He is very loud. I think it's probably because the baby was crying just a second ago. Hub's got her though. I've been really into lining with paint lately, which is really surprising for me. I don't typically like doing that. However, I find it a little bit more nerve-wracking. Probably just because I'm not used to it though. She looks really creepy without any pupils. Alright, let's go in and make her look a little less creepy. Oh, I think this Viridian was a good choice. My battery's dying. No. Why you do this, battery? Alright, really quick before it dies. Gonna try to get in as much here as I can. And then I'll probably finish the rest of this off camera and then just show you what it looks like at the end. Only because I don't really have the time to wait for my battery to charge to finish it up. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do pretty much as I can. And I'll probably flesh out this hair a little bit more too, just because some of the parts, like right here, it's supposed to like be crossing over her body. And so I want that to be known, so it doesn't just look like a weird blanket. But I'm not gonna detail the hair too much. It'll just pretty much be outlines. Actually, probably this whole piece will just be outlines. I'm okay with that. I like this is already doing a lot, and so I feel like it doesn't really need much more help. And then just going to outline these planets. This line ended up being way thicker than I wanted, and I just went with it. Here's a look at the final piece. I love it so much. I actually messed the eyes up and I thought they looked cooler like this, so I left them like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Cute Squid Pod if you haven't already by hitting the subscribe button down below. I also have social media if you want to keep updates on like when I post pictures and reels and stuff like that on Instagram and Twitter and all that fun stuff. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo!